to Ndikos Channel TV. This is Ndikos Channel TV on Real Talk Show. Today I'm bringing you guys Real Talk Show, and I've brought a guest to help dialogue this issue, because today we'll be discussing very sensitive and important discussion that concerns Africans living in diaspora, Africans living abroad. It has been a very, should I call it, I don't think I should call it a delicate issue, but it has been an issue that, you know, we hear in several talk shows and in YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, more especially people that lives here abroad. So we have decided to bring this issue up today, and I have brought a guest, no other person than my husband. I brought my husband so that he will help us to dialogue on this issue, to discuss on this issue, you know. So that's why. And then if you have not subscribed to my channel, try as much as you can to subscribe to Ndikos Channel TV. Click the bell icon so that each time we upload you get our notification, and also like, share. You also leave your comments, because I would also like to hear your own opinion, you know, because it's all about sharing opinions, you know. So today my husband will be discussing it with me, like I said. And the discussion today, honey, you're welcome. Greet our viewers.
Thank you very much. Our viewers, we thank you so much for your support, and I'm here to air my opinion. Normally we used to discuss, and she told me that it's good that we discuss this on this forum, because so many other media has discussed it and will be part of that discussion, but we felt it is nice we discuss it as people once again in this particular platform, and that is why I'm here to join my wife. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for your airing your own opinion.
And those
we will want
subscribed,
you to support her, and let us all grow together. What we are here to say is not a general opinion. It is our own opinion from our own perspective, so that other people can air their own view. The intention is to make things better for all of us, those living both abroad and those living back home in Africa. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So we are going to be taking on a topic that we said, why do Africans live abroad and settle? You know, some people will just come to abroad and they want to settle forever. They don't want to go home. They don't want to have anything to do with Africa again. So, honey, why do people settle abroad forever? Why?
Well, it depends on the circumstance. Everybody, and it also depends on somebody's intention, your opinion, the idea, the circumstance that you meet while you are here. I believe many of us left Africa for a greener pasture. That is basically the reason why we left Africa, because naturally everyone wants to better his life, better the life of his family and his people around him, especially in Africa where we have dependents. So that is basically the reason why we left Africa to come to Europe. And then, why do people want to live in Europe forever? I think it's all personal, because the circumstances for one person is not the same as another person. There are people who came here and got married to white people. Naturally, some of the women, most of the women white women or foreigners, wherever they find themselves, will not want to follow back to Africa because of the image which the media portray about Africa. So and also because of our government. So many of the people want to stay back where they live and maybe visit Africa once in a while. I think these are partly some of the reasons.
Yeah.
But personally speaking, I wouldn't want to live forever in Europe because I'm not an European. No matter the circumstances, even if having nationality, that does not make me European. I'm first and foremost African. And so I think people who want to stay back home, back in Europe or in foreign land, are doing so for personal reasons or for circumstances that they found themselves.
Okay, yeah, okay. But in this case, is that why? Then the next question now is, why do Africans want to live abroad? You know, the other one was the topic, why living abroad and settling forever, you know, which you have done the introduction, right?
Yeah.
So then what were the intention of leaving Africa in short, for the first time?
Okay.
What was the intention of leaving Africa? Because at least one cannot just say, wake up one day and say, okay, I'm leaving my country and I'm going to another country to settle.
Yeah.
Why that thought for the first time?
Exactly, like I said in the introduction, I think the basic reason, the main reason for anybody living is for greener pasture. You want to get to a place to find a better opportunity to live a better life and to have more, to acquire more wealth. That is basically the reason.
Yeah.
And then
for a greener pasture.
Greener pasture. Then the other one is.
Okay. Then the next question is, why is it difficult to go back home to settle? You know, some of us, most of Africans living abroad, they find it so difficult to go back home and settle. Why is it like that? Why?
Well,
because I used to ask myself that question.
Yes.
Is it going to be possible for me to go home one day and settle forever, that I'm not coming back to Europe again? So why that thought?
Well, it is also, like I said initially, it depends on individual. Everyone has his own idea and his own circumstances. Now, but generally speaking, it is difficult for people to go back home because many of us who left Africa coming to Europe are coming with that knowledge of that picture which they paint of Europe as a place or overseas, as places where there are opportunities, where there is
money
everything you want, you can easily get this. Job. And some of us, when we left Africa, we left not because we were finding it difficult. No, many of us were comfortable. Many of us had good jobs, but we left because one, we are not sure of that security, that job security. Two, we left because we thought, oh, let us go to a place. If I can have this type of job here in, for instance, Nigeria, if I get overseas, I will get a better job. And then in the imagination, after working for so number of years, I'll be able to save some money and come back home. Then you find out that when they come to that foreign country, circumstances differ.
Exactly.
Then they begin to live according to the circumstance they found themselves. Eventually, the circumstance will so complicate things that going back home becomes another problem on its own. Yeah. Some of the issue, number one, government is not helping matters. Government are not doing what they are supposed to do. And principally, security. Many of the people who live abroad are afraid of going back home to stay at home because of security. It's not even a question of light or no light, or road or no road. Yeah. Because I know here where we live, there are people during summertime, people go to the bushes and then take 2 weeks leave and stay there, build camp and stay there and stay in nature. So naturally, some of us who are born in Africa, we love to stay there, we love to go back home, we love to always to relate, once from time to time go home. But you
So-
find out the circumstances are not helping.
All right. But so is that the reason why? Because now some people are against, we watch on, just like I said in the beginning, we see in social media people sharing ideas, and the idea, or let me say their mindset now is that, and the way they see things now is that it's not good to even build a house back home in Africa, or to, I'm not even okay. Let me not even talk about investment. Let me not talk about investment. Let me talk about they are building a house.
Yeah.
Because
Because-
they say that who are you building a house?
Yeah.
You just build a house, you lock it, there will be nobody inside the house, and then if you build a house, your children are not going back home again, then the house will now be there, nobody's living in it and all that. So for that reason, they don't see it good to build a house in Africa. Is that the reason why?
For a person to say that he will not build house in Africa or invest in Africa, I think as long as the person is an African, it's a mistake. Because basically, no matter where you are, no matter how comfortable you are, no matter how secure you are in a foreign land, you are a foreigner. No matter the document they give you, you are still a foreigner. So I think it's a wrong notion for anyone to say that it is wrong for somebody to build house in Nigeria because you have your children, and your children, they are going to live their life abroad and such. They will not. I think the houses we build are the legacies
We live ourselves.
we live for ourselves, and that which you leave for your children to remember where they come from. Because I think if I have a house in Nigeria, number one is that it makes my children, apart from it is my legacy that I'm living forever, it also make my children to feel, oh, a part of us is back there.
Yeah.
This is where we come from. This is our home. Visit home. They will want to know where they come from. And visiting home also means that they are visiting their father's home,
Land.
their father's land, their father's property. And that will also make them to feel at home where they come from.
To
You
feel
remember-
that they have a root.
Yes.
They have where they came from. They are not, because for me,
Yeah.
let me just chip in on this.
Yeah.
Now. For me, one having that mentality, that idea that, oh, why should I build a house in? Because everything in life there is time for everything.
Yeah.
You might say when you were still young, you'll be able to hustle and make money to build a house. And you say, why should I build a house when my children will not go home and all that? When you will realize that you have made a mistake, it might be when you are now old, you don't have that capacity to work and
build that house
again.
Yeah.
That opportunity then
Yeah.
will no longer be there.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
And for me, somebody saying that I'm not building a house, why should I build a house? If I build a house, my children is not going to stay there, and I will just lock that place. Build it and lock it. It's your own. Yes.
Well,
even if it is in 20 years to come, or in 30 years to come, you have decided to, okay, let me wake up and go home.
Yeah, go home.
You go, you repent it, and you clean the cobwebs that is in the house. You have where you can. Do you know that sometimes I see old people, like old Africans in the streets here, on the street. I'll be thinking, but am I going to really old like this and still remain in this country? Because
let me just come in. The issue is that you can be old and live here.
Yeah.
But the issue is this: when you are old, you find out that because here in Europe, let me use Europe, the weather is defined.
Yes.
When you are in winter, you know you are in winter. When you are in summer, you know you are in summer. But down there in Africa, the weather is not well defined.
Yeah.
So in Africa, when you are here, most old people, some, when it is winter, they live here.
Yeah.
They go home. They go to Africa.
Yeah.
But when it is summer, you see them, they are back here,
Yeah.
walking on the street. So, but the issue is that some people think that building house is where you go and build mansion. Because they see some people, because he's living in Europe, he build one big mansion. So now the issue is building mansion. So what you build is not, it can be a small house, a comfortable place where you can that can accommodate you, that will make you comfortable, not a mansion.
Yeah.
So it is not a question of the size of the house you build, but what will make you comfortable, what will make you leave a legacy, what will make, and even the people where you come from know that, oh, we have so person. It's also part of it. So it's like, even the children themselves, they will know that their father has a home over there.
Yes.
They can always go back there sometime, even if it's for holiday. They will go back there, even if they are living their life in Europe.
Yes. Do you know that another funny thing is this? Because I remember that even my father, people build house in Nigeria. We lived in Nigeria. We all had grew up from our parents' house. We lived in Nigeria and all that. My father built his house while we were kids. We grew up in that house.
Yes.
But right now, none of us is in that house. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you can't say I'm building a house. I'm building it for my children.
Exactly.
Because I believe that each and every one of any human being in this world have his or her life to live.
Exactly.
He cannot stay with you forever.
The children might not even like to live in the house built by their father.
Exactly.
Because by then their own style of house would have been different.
Yes.
And they might even have acquired wealth to build their own type.
Okay.
That is not the.
So they have stayed. And most of these people at old age, you see them regretting not going home, not channeling their children.
And their children lost touch of their culture.
Exactly. So, for me, I believe that no matter how it is, no matter how little it is, I don't think one should just wake up one day and say, I'm in short, I don't want to have anything to do with Africa.
No, the issue.
I want to build my mansion here in Europe and live my whole life in Europe.
It's not even easy to build such mansion that you build in Africa here in Europe. One thing is that well, the first time I had this type of that made us to start discussing this issue is on social media, where some people are saying having this type of discussion. Why should people waste their money and all their life that they have to enjoy themselves while they are living?
It's because they are thinking of now.
They have to enjoy themselves.
They are not thinking of tomorrow.
They don't have to go there and invest their money and all these things. And people
you forget that you are living in another person's land.
Yeah, the issue is that
the person can wake up tomorrow and tell you to go.
Exactly. The issue is that in as much as you do that, you still have to invest at home. You don't discourage other people. Circumstances differ.
Yes.
Somebody who doesn't want to build or to have investment back home may have his own reasons, may have some other things that he's doing. You understand? Or may already have gotten a house arranged by his father or whoever. You understand?
And he's discouraging other people.
Thank you, but not want to build a house. And so if you can, it is very, very good. But if you cannot, don't want to make it. Don't just go trying to compare or compete with people who are able to do, because there are a lot of deception here, especially abroad. A lot of people who are able to make some money, how difficult things are. So, but really, the situation is that anybody who is living abroad, if you can build a house, build one. But if you are building, don't look at any other person's size or style. Do it your own way, according to your own capacity.
Yes.
That is what matters.
Leave it there.
But it is important that you have a legacy. You have something you leave behind. If you are able to organize yourself and go back home, it is equally good.
Do you know that?
I look forward to a day that I'll go back home. One of the most important things that people living abroad fear is the question of security. Not even the question of light or no light. Some of us were born in villages where there was no light.
Exactly.
You understand? It's not a question of light or no light. We can always find our way. Even bad road, but the one major issue is security, because that is that is where the crux of the matter lies. If you are alive, you can hustle, you can struggle. But once you are not sure of your life, that is where wahala dey now.
Do you know that for me, maybe I feel that maybe one will just grow, marry, have children, old, and you have where you came from, your country, your state, your village, or I mean, but I'm feeling that even in future, my children, they will ask me a question.
Of course.
My children, they will ask me, because they will grow up and they will also have their own idea. They will just say, so mommy, oh daddy, so you people did not even have, you don't even have anything back home.
Even if not all the children that ask the question,
yes,
one child one day will ask that question.
Yes, more especially now that people are experiencing racism.
Yeah.
People are experiencing racism.
Yeah.
You will see somebody go to school, graduate, university in this country, but they will not give you that job
that you deserve.
Yeah.
Even where the job is available.
Yes.
Especially in some countries, not really in all countries of.
In some countries, because of that your color, because you are black.
Yeah.
They will discriminate you, and they will not give you that job that you deserve. Many of you.
There's no bed of roses.
There is no bed of roses in everywhere. It depends on how you condition your mind. It's all about your mindset. Even the children that you are saying they are not going home. There's no need because they are not going home. It depends on the mindset. It depends on how you program them.
Yes.
You understand?
Exactly.
If you program them that once in a while you have to travel home, once in a while you have to travel home, they will have it in their mind that once in a while they have to go home.
Exactly.
But when your child grow up having that mentality that my parents said that there is no need going home, there is no need having anything to do with Africa, they will grow up like that and they will become slave in another man's land. Even if they have passports, they are still foreigners. Because even in America now, they still see black Americans as foreigners. They are not Americans.
That's it. That is it.
So, what am I saying? What I'm trying to say is that it's all about the mindset you put on your children.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's just like somebody living in Lagos and you are from the east. You will say, since I'm living in Lagos, no need building a house in the east.
Yeah. It's just about the same thing.
Yes.
It's just about
or somebody living in the northern area. You will say, no need. My children are born in here. They will live their life here. Why going to the east to go and build a house?
Yeah.
Let me just all those luxurious life that I want to. Let me just leave all of them here. Then you'll be busy developing another person's, another man's country or another person's country or state.
No, the reality, according to my opinion or our opinion,
our opinion,
is that it is correct, it is right for anybody, as long as you can, as long as you are able to build a house or invest or do anything positive back home. It is quite correct. Let nobody deceive you. Let no motivational or whatever speaker tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Do what you think it is right for yourself.
Those people might be people that they have done something that something is chasing them away from home.
Yeah.
You don't know the background they have back home. So, then they are now busy deceiving people that have normal good background, that they have family. There are some that they don't have family. They don't have anybody to go home and visit. They don't have anything to go and do back home. And they took it to make you live their life.
Exactly. That is because of their own circumstance, peculiar situation. They think they will use it now to.
There is an adage that there is something that my mother used to say. My mother used to say that anybody that cannot buy horse meat. You know, meat.
Yeah.
You know, it's always very strong to eat.
They will tell you.
They will tell you that no.
I
I don't want to buy a horse meat.
meat.
It's too strong to chew. You know, because he doesn't have money to buy it. People must always give you reasons and excuse just to make themselves feel okay
better
or better. You understand? And they would like you to do the same, so that all of you will be in the same category.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, that there is no full-fledged Igbo man. There is no full-fledged Igbo man. I'm talking about as an Igbo person that will tell you that no, I just want to live all my life abroad. I don't want to go home and have any house or I don't want to leave any legacy.
Well,
back home.
what we are speaking is not really about the Igbo culture. Is quite different, because any Igbo man will always want to go back home, even back to the village. And invest. You understand? But in this particular talk, I think we are generalizing
it
about Africans generally.
Yeah.
You understand?
But I said Igbo because that is where we came from, and we are trying to talk about because we know culture. Igbo people more than any other. I cannot come and be talking about Yoruba or Bini because I don't know Edo, because I don't know their culture. Maybe their culture is permitted to want to go to another man's land and live, and there is no problem.
I believe every culture, the basis of every culture is to have to develop wherever they come from. I think that is the basis of every culture. That is the intention. So I don't believe that anybody, because we are Igbo or Hausa or whoever, that is why some people have that mentality. I think it's personal. I think it's personal. That's the way I see it.
It's personal, but they are not trying to make everybody see that it's the normal thing.
No,
they're not trying to bring that mindset so that people would now have their mind set. Because I remember when we were growing up, the only beautiful houses development we see back home then are people living abroad. You see any beautiful house, they will tell you, it's so person that live abroad, that is
live in Lagos
or live in
Abuja or something
that
like
is
that.
His house. You know. So and now we are trying to make ourselves not to develop our place again. You understand? If we don't build good houses at home, if we don't bring that development back home, if we don't bring that investment back home,
even contribute in building
or contribute in building, because if there is no good house, that building of good road or making the streets look good, it won't come. You understand? People will continue living in the red mud houses, the way it used to be. So, but the intention is for us to come out and bring that development and bring that light in our place. But we are coming here now to live in another man's life that they have already developed for themselves. Now you want to come and live, and you refuse to repair your own. You want to live your own the way it is. You understand?
You're right.
So the idea is for us to, anything we are doing, we are not trying to say that it's not good to live abroad, to live a comfortable and a good life abroad. No. You live
you
house.
You have to enjoy yourself.
Yes.
You have to make yourself as much comfortable as possible.
Live it to the fullest.
First and foremost.
The best of anything you can afford.
Yes.
You understand? But still try to, instead of having 2-3 houses in Europe, at least sacrifice one, so that there will be
you can't be a tenant in your own home.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Sacrifice one to go and develop your place, so that in your village they will still see a beautiful house in your village, or your state, or for us to contribute in developing our own place. You understand? So that is our
stand.
Our opinion. That is our opinion.
That's our opinion.
Yes,
what we are saying here, we are not trying to impose it on anybody or make you believe on our own opinion. What we said here is what we have discussed as a couple, and we feel okay, let us hear our opinion.
Exactly.
Maybe it will be of use to some people.
To some people.
And I believe by the grace
And that
of God,
is why to hear your own opinion.
Yes.
So, and I think the discussion, we are bringing this discussion to an end.
Yes.
So that we'll be able to see people's reaction.
Yes.
So, and our next topic maybe will based on your reaction. So we really need your own opinion. Thank you for staying with us, and God bless you as you have stayed and listened to us. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, honey, I think you have to tell them, because I've said enough of it. Well, you help me to tell them to subscribe to our channel.
Please let me join her in soliciting for you, our viewers. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe.
Yes.
Press the
red button,
the red button, the bell button, so that each time she upload anything new, from time to time I'll be here. If we upload something new, you will get notification.
Of course.
Also share it. And as like she said before, please comment, because your comment is very important. And God bless you all for being with us and for supporting us.
Yes. Thank you for staying with us. And as we leave you with the love of God, and then see you on our next video. Bye.